YouTube, what's going on today? God bless, God be with you, and God guide you and keep you safe. Here's something I want you to think about. It's funny how certain people will cry systemic racism and victimhood, and because I'm black, I'm gonna say it, because I'm black. But then you hear their groups, their very groups, that will say they wish that all white people would out of here. See, they are sometimes the most hateful and evil people to their own community, let alone white people. You know. So, actuality, if you sit back and you read John 3:16, it said, "For God so loved the world, the whole world, He sent His only Son." Go read it. It doesn't say just one race or another race or whatever. No, it says the whole world. Because God created the whole world. So you can go on live stream on Big O, and if you're a white Trump supporter, you're going to hear those words that are very racist. I won't repeat them because of YouTube. I don't know. I don't care. But you know what they are. The ones that they say to white people. Yeah, they'll cry systemic racism and they'll cry all this stuff. But yet, actuality, when you read the truth and the statistics, their own community is in trouble. Their own community, their youth, and their single motherhood and all this crime that happens, and nobody can go through their communities and feel safe. Honestly, feel safe. You can't. They'll tell you in their own communities they're always looking over their shoulders. You know, you can't trust that in down the street. You can't trust he walking up to you. You can't trust him. It's funny that the Democrats and the liberals are the ones that's been running those communities for far too long. But yet they'll tell you they vote Democrat. They vote for their own destruction, their own demise. They vote for the very evil that we're trying to stand up against. They don't want to do their research, and when you start talking truth to them, it's like the white liberals. They'll shut down, start calling you homophobe or something, racist, whatever, and all the other racist names and terminologies that they come up with. And then when you have black conservatives that actually stand up for the truth, they will call them Uncle Tom and a whole bunch of others. They will call them, they use that N word every other word. And then when you talk about them about rap music is the worst music period on earth, in my opinion. I can't stand rap music. There's a few artists that I do like, Tom McDonald and a few others. But when it comes to rap, everybody wants to be a rap star. Everybody wants that fast dollar. They want to sell their soul to the devil, to Hollywood, to the music industry, to P. Diddy, to whoever, to get that money. Talked to one young man today. He was about as white as I am, but he claimed to be black. It's funny how these white people will say, "I'm black." I don't care if you got the features of being black. You look white, you're white. I'm not really white, so I don't call my... And they say you're from the Caucasian Mountain. I've talked about this in other videos. Never been to the Caucasian Mountain, so no, I'm from Anderson, Indiana, to be honest with you. Yeah. So actuality, you sit back and you listen to them. The black Israelites, they're cherry picking the Bible. They're going through the Bible. They're holding the Bible in their hand, and they're using their Bible to justify to justify their racism and their hatred to God's people that were created by God for God. It wasn't just blacks that were created by God for God. No, it was everybody. Every race, every person on this earth, man, woman, and child, is created by God. But the black Israelites will try to push their agenda. It's always funny how they come out and they say, we're spreading the truth. What truth is it? Is it your truth or is it God's truth? It's like with white people that are racist or whatever, and they claim, like KKK and all them, they claim to be children of God. But yet they have so much hate in their heart. When God talks about that hate, how that anger and that hate will actually eat you up and destroy you from inside, and it'll eat like a cancer. It'll eat away. You got these white liberals that were bowing down and kissing the boots of the black Israelites. You'll never see me bow down to any man on earth, period, Pope or anybody. I'll stand, and then when I see Jesus Christ and God, the one true Jesus and one true God, I will kneel in front of him and say, forgive me, for I have sinned. I'm not perfect. Don't claim to be perfect. You know, the stereotypes are real, and you can actually see that on live streaming and all World Star and all these videos. The stereotypes are there for a reason, and you sit back and you listen to them. Listen to the white liberal, the stereotypes. You listen to the Democrats, the liberals, and all this other, the racist blacks, and all these people, and those stereotypes come to light. They're sitting around smoking dope, playing video games, getting drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock, whatever. And they want to go to the club and they want to go hook up with like 20 different women. And they wonder why AIDS is on the rise in their community. They want to know why all these different sexual diseases are on the rise in their community. For the wages of sin is death. You know, it's pretty sad when you can pretty much look at somebody and see the fact that they're going down a path of destruction. Same thing. Funny thing I saw last night was, you talk about path of destruction, is when people get called out for their own transgressions or their own corruption or whatever. RFK, I love RFK. To me, he's right up there with Trump and all them. He's in that same category. What are you going to do? He was sitting in front of Bernie Sanders and called out Bernie Sanders for taking money from pharmaceutical industries. Bernie Sanders, of course, Bernie Sanders being Bernie Sanders. Yeah. I didn't take money. That was contributions for my election. $100 million contribution? When you got everyone in Congress, Republican or Democrats, accepting money from these corporations for your election campaigns, their contributions, no, you're getting paid by somebody that's not the American people. I think that should be illegal. Those contributions should be illegal, period. Oh, but no, they made it legal so they can live in their $100 million mansions, eat their $10,000 steaks, and while we, the people, are suffering. See, I got in a conversation on Big O today with a few people. How this world is so messed up and it's so corrupt, where you got these different segments of society that are whining and crying victimhood and everything else, while the others are saying, man, I just want America back. I just want America to be America again. You know, the ones that will actually stand up. I'm tired of this crying and this whining. Actually, you just want to be over it. And then you got people saying, well, the prices of everything ain't going down yet and Trump's in office. It's gonna hurt for a bit before you get better. It's like when you go to the hospital and you got some injury or you're sick or whatever. It's going to get worse before it gets better. You got to give Trump that little bit of time to get things into play. You see so much happening already. The FBI people are being told to resign or fired. You got all these different agencies that he's cleaning up, the swamp that he's cleaning up, the banking system he's cleaning up, the IRS, he's really cleaning the snot out of it. I'm telling you what, the tax system, he's just destroying that tax system that they've been stealing from the American people for years. Do you realize taxes are voluntary? They're not mandatory. There's no law that says you have to pay taxes or sit down and try to read through all that paperwork that you can't understand and try to fill it out and hope you got it right, because, you know, God forbid you might miss the line and now they're going to do an audit on you. But hey, if you do the audit to the government, oh no, you'll go to jail for that. You know, First Amendment audit or audit of the books or whatever, you'll go to jail for that. So I'm telling you, we need to audit the government as we the people and tell the government enough's enough. It's we the people, and Trump is doing just that. It's we the people. You got the cartel down here that are flying drones and dropping bombs. No. Now Trump has went back to into books, the congressional books and constitutional books, and he started studying the law, and he actually figured out that he could use privateers. As long as they bring the loot back, they get half, we get half, the American people get half. Hey, privateers, go for it. It ain't the government. That way the government's not tied into it. It's privateers into Mexico. You know what privateers are. They're the people that flew around with the black flag, skull and crossbones. They had the ships way back in the day. The pirates? Yeah. They destroy the cartel, take what they have, bring it back. Privateers. Yeah. Because you want people to really destroy the cartel once and for all. I mean, and chase them clear down to South America where they actually need to be destroyed too. You need to take them out completely. Here, wipe them out. You got so many people that are saying that they want to negotiate with Trump now because they know Trump means business. Every country in the world has been ripping off American people, period, for far too long. Well, almost every country. We've left equipment behind. We did all this stuff. We have wasted so much money on these big corporations that have been providing all these warmongering goods, and they've been profiting off of war for far too long. The military-industrial complex. Look at that. Look who owns those military-industrial complex. You're going to find out they own the pharmaceutical companies. They own the petroleum companies. They own Walmart and all those other companies like that. The same corporations actually owns all these different businesses. They're trying to shut down the mom and pop farms. Why? Because they want big MAGA, hey, Trump supporters, mega farms that are run by corporations or government. China's doing just that if you actually do your research. They're running people off their land. You know, land that they have farmed for generations. I mean, they're running them off. They're burning down the chicken farms. They're doing all this stuff. They're burning down the homes. Why? So they can build an Olympic stadium? And they can say LA 2.0? They're getting kickbacks. Look at Gavin Newsom with a $9.9 million home. Now all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's got that nice house all of a sudden. Why everybody else's houses are burning. And then you got all these agencies that are saying, oh, it'll take 6 months for permitting. Trump's saying, no, No, it's going to be tomorrow. One way or another, they're going to let them get in there and start cleaning. You got all this government red tape that they have made, EPA and everybody else. They have made it impossible for people to rebuild. Because that government red tape, you got to sign on a dotted line and get permission from the government. No, we don't have to get permission from the government. The government doesn't grant us permission to do anything in this country, period. It's like doing the taxes. You don't have to file taxes. Don't do it. Income taxes is theft, period. It's time we the people stand up. And we the people actually recognize that we have the power. Not them. They don't have the power. The mayor, anybody, the governors, the city council, anybody. They don't have the power. And if they're doing corruption, we need to call them out for it. Tonight, there's going to be a city council meeting here in White Deer, Texas. I'm going to be there. I'm going to record. I'm going to go see what's going on with it. I'm telling you. I'm going to sit back and listen. I ain't going to say a word. Because I don't... No. Not unless somebody approaches me. Technically, it'll be my First Amendment audit, I guess you want to put it, if you want to call it that. Imagine that. It's time we, the people, really recognize that we have the right and the freedom to record our government in the course of their duty. We have the right to go redress grievances against our government. We have the right to look at those books, those budget books. We have a right to look at their records and their reports and everything. We have a right to do all that. It's called Freedom of Information Act. And I have been stressing this through all my videos. If you don't know what the Freedom of Information Act is, get educated. Get smart. Public records are just that. They're public. Public land is just that. Your city meetings and your council meetings are open to the public. And if they try to say they're not, they're lying. Because if it's a public meeting, it's just that. It's public. It's a public meeting. If they do meetings behind closed doors, that's illegal. That means they're hiding something from the public. What are they hiding? If they pass some law or some ordinance through without the people agreeing upon it, that's illegal. You got to know what your government's doing. And then as for these different communities that are just so crime ridden, Washington State, Chicago, Philadelphia, New Orleans, and all these other places that are run by Democrats and liberals that are so full of drugs and crimes. You need to clean your communities up. You need to start telling people enough's enough. It's time to clean this stuff up. Clean up your rivers. Clean up your streets. Clean the drugs off your street. Take your streets back. It's time to clean it up. Join me tonight. I'm going to try to live stream this. I don't know if I'll be able to, but if not, I'll record it. I got 2 different cell phones that I'll be using. So, yeah, join me. Have fun. God bless. Be safe. Remember, knowledge is power and power is knowledge. Without power and without knowledge, you're nothing more than a slave. A mindless slave. Wow. God bless y'all.